Hey guys, it's Dave of My Freedom Smokes here, and today I'm going to talk to you about the new eLeaf PICO device we just picked up. It's a great little device. It comes with a tank. It actually comes with a Mellow 3 Mini. It fits perfectly on there, it looks great. Cool thing about this one, it does take a single 18650 battery, so you don't have to worry about your internal battery anymore. This battery dies, you throw it on a charger, throw another one in, you're good to go. You don't have to sit around and wait. But if you decide to keep the battery in there, it does offer a pass-through. This device also, with USB, is firmware upgradable. It says there on the box. I was looking online. I couldn't find any firmware upgrades available for it at this time, but it is cool they have that option for in case they decide to add some more features to it in the future. Those will be available, and you can download them onto your computer and put them right into your device. So that is always a nice feature to have. Instead of having to go buy a new device when something new comes out, they give you a firmware upgrade. It's very small and compact, easy to hold in the hand. I did bring a couple other of our smaller devices up here, just kind of size comparison. There it is next to the Noisy Cricket with an indestructible RDA. You see the whole thing's a little taller, but the device itself is actually shorter than Noisy Cricket. Noisy Cricket is a dual 18650, whereas this is a single. And again, we'll put it next to the Mini Volt. It's just slightly bigger than the Mini Volt, so it's good right medium between the Noisy Cricket and the Mini Volt. Hold all three of them up there for comparison. There's all three of them together. So it is another nice little small compact device, easy to kind of for your stealth vape when you don't want to be all out there obnoxious with a huge box and making a bunch of cloud. It's just nice for a little comfort vaping. This device will go up to 75 watts. It's adjustable from 1 watt all the way to 75. It does have temperature control modes for nickel, titanium, stainless. It has your TCR modes if you really want to fine tune, or maybe set some different resistance wires in there for your temperature control. It does have those options, and it does have a bypass mode. We've seen that on some of the Joytech devices, where you're basically it's non-adjustable wattage and it goes strictly off your battery voltage. So it acts more like a mechanical mod than a regulated at that point. Let's talk a little bit about the tank. The Mellow 3 is a 2 mil capacity tank with top fill. Just unscrew your cap there and pour your liquid in. Put your cap back on, you're good to go. There's no adjustable juice flow or anything like that. And then the drip tip is replaceable. It's a standard 510 drip tip. And then another cool thing I've seen on a lot of newer tanks coming out is this hidden airflow. No more do you have the big air slots kind of like you see on this tank here. You get the air slots open. These are all concealed within this little chamber here. I did see that something that's kind of fun with that. Would also kind of like to point it out. A lot of times people like to blow in their tanks, try to heat up the coils. So I'll give you a heads up, this one will blow right back in your face. It doesn't blow out the sides, so it blows right back in your face. So don't say I didn't warn you. That's it's not unpleasant really or anything. It's just kind of a surprise. So just keep that in mind. They're available in 5 colors. We have all 5 here. We got the black, which is what I'm using. They got the hot pink. I'm glad to see eLeaf finally realized this is a pink color, not red. We got white. We got silver, and we got gray. All right, let's go over a little bit of what actually comes in the box. You get your extra coil. It's a 0.5 coil. It's good from 30 all the way to 100 watts. The one pre-installed in the tank is a 0.3 that's 30 to 80 watts. You get 2 instruction books. You get one for your actual PICO device, and then one for your Mellow 3 Mini. So you got good bit of information for both devices in there. You get your USB cable for charging and firmware upgrades. And then the back of the box says you get 4 tank seals, which is actually going to be 2 complete sets of replaceable O-rings. This one in particular had a pink one and a clear one set. Black's already pre-installed in the tank, so if you want to switch out those colors and have a clear O-rings and a black device, or pink O-rings and a black device, or you can even swap and have one pink and one clear O-ring in there. So it gives you a little bit of customization and security knowing you have extra O-rings for in case something does happen to the ones you have in there. Some more about this tank itself. The coils in there look to be very similar to like the Atlantis coils, and I think they are compatible. I know the Atlantis coils do work with their previous mellows and also the iJust 2 tank, so I would say these probably work best for that. This device would probably be really good for somebody that's wanting a good compact carry device. It's easy to carry in a pocket. It's not very outgoing and obnoxious, huge clouds and all that. Or somebody that has like the iJust 2 that's wanting to upgrade something with adjustable wattage or maybe a temperature control mode. This would be a good device for them. The only thing I really don't like about it would be that 2 mil capacity on the tank, but I understand they are doing that now because regulations in Europe are requiring that tanks be 2 milliliters or less. So I mean, I see why they did that, so I really can't complain too much because you got to make them where they're available for everybody, so that's cool. The way the battery goes into this thing is this little cap here. Unscrews. There's your 18650 battery. It's actually positive side down when you put it back in. Screw that back on. Another thing I'd like to point out about that cap is this is a 22 millimeter device. So your tank's 22 millimeters. If you look, there's not much clearance between that battery cap and that tank. So you want to make sure that if you do decide to put a different tank on there, it's at least 22 or at most 22 millimeters. If you have like a 25 millimeter tank or something bigger, it's not going to fit because it's going to, battery cap's going to keep it from going on there all the way. As I said, it's a 75 watt device. In wattage mode and bypass, it can go from a 0.1 all the way up to a 3.5 ohms. And then for your temperature control is 0.05 to a 1.5. Temperatures are 100 to 315 degrees Celsius or 200 to 600 degrees Fahrenheit. Going over my little cheat sheet here a little bit. And just some helpful ways to get around that menu. Your plus and minus buttons are on the bottom here. You can lock in your wattage. And I do have that unlocked now, so those buttons are free. So if I want to go into temperature control mode or bypass or something, you just click the button 3 times. You see it says wattage, and you can just go through your menu up or down with a positive and negative. Let me go back into wattage mode here. And if I want to lock my resistance on the temperature control coil, just hold the power button and plus for a couple seconds. You'll see the ohm resistance will actually change to a lock symbol. I mean, we've all seen kind of similar setups with the way that wattage, the resistance locks in temperature control. This also does have a stealth mode, so if you hold the power button and plus for a couple seconds, oh, sorry, power button negative. I'm stupid. Power button and negative for a couple seconds, and then you actually vape it and the screen stays off. That again, if you're out there, you not want to be kind of inconspicuous about it, not necessarily hiding the fact you're vaping, but just don't want to be obnoxious to somebody that may be out in public. You don't have a bright screen shining and big vapor clouds. That's always cool to have the stealth modes on. And turn it back off. You can press the negative and the power at the same time, and then your screen's fully functional again. And then if you want to make sure you don't change the wattage by accident, you hold plus and minus at the same time. It can be a little tricky sometimes. Hold them at the same time, and there you go. It actually locks it in, so you can't actually change it. It just tells you lock when you try to change your wattage. Alright, so this has been a good look at the new eLeaf PICO that we picked up here at My Freedom Smokes. If you have any questions or whatever, you can leave them on the comments below here on the YouTube page. You can check these out at myfreedomsmokes.com. As always, this has been David from My Freedom Smokes. Thank you for vaping.